All right, time for the fun part of the week, the Week 8 picks. Let's see if we can't make a little bit of money. A little bit of a strange week. 6 teams on bye, several big numbers, but there are 3 games that I have settled on. I'd like to go through them now quickly. Starting with the New York Giants going on the road to face the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia installed as a 5-point favorite on BETDAQ, and I like the Giants here. New York coming off their first win of the season last week. They seem to be improving slowly, particularly on the defensive side of the ball, while the Eagles seem to be regressing, particularly on offense. Philadelphia managed only 3 points last week against the Dallas Cowboys, a team that's not known for defense, and this will be the second time that New York has seen the Chip Kelly offense. So despite the fact the Giants have had some troubles of their own on defense this season, I do expect them to have some success slowing down the Eagles on Sunday. And if they can just slow them down a little bit, they'll probably be able to win this game outright. That's because Philadelphia is absolutely terrible defensively. 32nd, dead last in total defense, 31st against the pass. And the New York Giants still have a top 10 passing offense. So I think Eli Manning and that passing game are really going to have some success. I think the Giants are going to put up some points. And I like them as 5-point underdogs on the road in Philadelphia. Next game I'd like to talk about, the Denver Broncos hosting the Washington Redskins. Denver a 13-point favorite on BETDAQ, but that's a little misleading because you can back the Broncos minus 13 at better than even money. That's because this line is hovering right around 11.5 at most sports books around the world, and I would expect BETDAQ to put up another market in the next several hours, so you might want to check back. However, whether it's 11.5, whether it's 13, I do like the Denver Broncos to cover this number at home against Washington. Denver lost their first game of the season last week. A lot of people are really questioning this team now because of their defense. But that defense looked pretty good to me in the second half of that game against Indianapolis. They really came around and controlled that Indianapolis offense there in the third and fourth quarters. Von Miller, the best player on that defense, is back now. Last week was his first game after that 6-game suspension. I think the Denver Broncos are going to steadily improve defensively over the rest of the season. Now, we know what they are on offense. An absolute juggernaut, 42.6 points per game, 470 yards per game. The Washington Redskins allow 30.7 points per game, and most troubling here for the Redskins, they're going to be without their 2 starting safeties. Brandon Merriweather suspended for an illegal hit last week against Chicago, and Reed Doughty, the starting strong safety, suffered a concussion. He's not expected to play, officially listed as doubtful for this game. So the Redskins, already bad defense, down their 2 starting safeties on the road against Denver and this Star Wars type offense. Listen, I know it's a lot of points here. I know a lot of people are looking at the Washington side of this because it's a lot of points. I don't think it's enough points. I think Denver wins here and covers comfortably. Final game I'd like to talk about, the Sunday night game. Green Bay Packers going on the road to face their division rival Minnesota Vikings. Green Bay installed as a 10-point favorite on BETDAQ, and I like the Vikings here. I think this is a good spot for a Vikings play, a good buy low spot for the Vikings after they looked so bad in losing to the New York Giants last week. Christian Ponder back at quarterback for Minnesota in this game. I never thought I'd say that having Christian Ponder back at quarterback is a positive, but compared to the way Josh Freeman played last week, I do expect Christian Ponder to be a positive in this game. Adrian Peterson hasn't been able to get it going recently, but he's had great success against Green Bay in the past. Now, I know the Packers have had success against the run this season, but I look for Peterson to get on track on Monday night. I just think 10 on Sunday night, I just think 10 is too many points for Green Bay to be given a division rival on the road, especially when you consider the Packers will be down their top 3 wide receivers, or their top 3 receivers, their 2 wide receivers, and Jermichael Finley, the tight end. So, listen, I know Aaron Rodgers has sort of been able to keep it going despite all the injuries. But again, on the road against a division rival that knows them very well, I think that is too many points. I like the Vikings plus 10 against the Green Bay Packers. So, there you have it. Those are my 3 games. The New York Giants plus 5 against the Philadelphia Eagles, Denver minus 13 against Washington, and Minnesota plus 10 at home against the Green Bay Packers. I wish you best of luck in whatever you decide to do this week, just so long as your interests don't conflict with my interests.